Assalamualaikum everyone. This is Bima Minala and I'm a student at Han School Online Academy. And as you know that on daily basis we will do interviews, and when we will do interviews, so we have a very special guest in our studio. Today I have a very special guest in my studio. That is the a waiter of an app called Annie, and I have invited Santa Claus in my show to discuss on the topic of air breathing life into languages. So let's start this interview. Before that, I welcome to all of you in my show, the Chit and Chat show, where we all talk about something that is important and interesting. So I welcome to all of you. Thank you so much for joining. And yes, uh, okay. So we are going to start an interview with Santa, with meet and greet session with Santa. So hello, Santa. How are you doing today? And kindly introduce yourself.
Ho ho ho, merry greetings, Bimotaba and all the lovely folks at Kong School Online Academy. I'm Santa Claus, the jolly old elf who slides down chimneys and fills stockings with joy and surprises. I'm doing just fine, just finished checking my list twice and making sure the reindeer are ready to fly. How about you? How's your year been? Any special wishes you want to whisper into my big red sack?
No, no wishes. Just I have my own wishes that I will complete by myself, inshallah. Okay. So yeah, first of all, we are going to start some origin and inspiration questions from this topic. That is, first of all, explain me that what does the word air mean to you personally?
Ho ho ho, you say. Well, to me, air is like the invisible dance partner that keeps the whole world grooving. It's the breath of life, the whoosh that fills the sails of my sleigh and the secret ingredient that makes snowflakes twirl. Without air, even my jolly luff would be a bit muffled, so I'd say air is the magic puff that keeps everything lively. What does air mean to you, my friend?
Air mean to you, sorry, air means to me is that like a very special thing when air blows. So I really enjoy, and yes, air means to me that something that feels cozy to us, something that feel inspired to us, and something that feels very good to us. This is what that I this is the mean personally too. Okay, so now explain me that how do you think language is like air?
Ho ho, how had a cozy way to think of air, like a warm hug from the breeze. Now, language and air. They're quite the pair. Language is like the air that carries our thoughts and feelings from one heart to another. Just like you can't see air, but you can feel it. You can't hold language, but you can feel its magic when words lift you up or make you smile. Without language, we'd all be like reindeer trying to sing without a tune, awkward and a bit lost. So language is the breath that gives life to our stories and dreams. What's your favorite way to breathe life into language?
Nothing. And yes, now explain me that who first inspired you to think about words deeply?
Ho 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 are the first spark of word magic. Well, my friend, it was probably Miss Klaus herself. She's a wise and wonderful wordsmith who loves stories and songs. She always says, Santa, words are like candy for the mind, sweet, surprising, and best when shared. Plus, the elves in the workshop are always chatting and joking, reminding me that every word has a twinkle of fun. So Mice Klaus and my merry elves inspired me to think deeply about words. How about you? Who's your word wizard?
Now explain me that how has your relationship with language changed over time, and what's your native air first language, and how do you connect with it now?
Ho ho hummy relationship with language. Well, it's like a snowball rolling down a hill, starting small and growing bigger and more exciting. I've learned that languages are like different kinds of cookies, each with its own flavor and charm. As for my native EFS language, well, that's elf speak, of course. It's full of jingles, giggles, and a sprinkle of Christmas magic. I connect with it every time I chuckle with the elves or sing carols by the fire. It keeps my heart merry and my words twinkling. What's your favorite language cookie to nibble on?
Okay, so now explain me that which author or poet do you think the best captures of feeling of air in their writing?
Ho ho ho, had a breezy question. If I had to pick, I'd say the poet Robert Frost really captures the feeling of air. His words float like leaves on a crisp wind, full of quiet wonder and mystery. He makes you feel the hush of the woods and the whisper of the breeze, just like when I'm sneaking down chimneys on a snowy night. But I must admit, I'm also a fan of Dr. Seuss. His playful words blow through the air like a merry gust of silliness. Who's your favorite poet or author to catch the wind of words?
Mine also Robert Frost because I have read the story of a poem of Robert Frost that is about the air and clouds and something like that. So I like that thing very much. And yes, he's a good poet. And now explain me that how you ever had a word that felt like a breath of fresh air.
Ho, 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 a word that's a breath of fresh air. What a delightful thought. I'd say the word hope feels like that to me. It's light, uplifting, and carries the promise of something bright just around the corner, kind of like the first crisp breeze on a snowy morning. Whenever I hear hope, it's like opening a window to let in a gust of possibility. What about you? Any word that makes you want to take a deep, happy breath?
Okay, now you have to give me answers briefly so I can understand very much more, like 1 to 2 minutes. And now explain me that. Do you believe silence is a part of language, like the pauses in the ears, and how does culture breathe into languages?
Ho, 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 brief and merry coming right up. Yeah, silence is definitely part of language, like the pauses between jingles in a Christmas carol. It gives space for meaning to sparkle and for us to catch our breath. Without silence, words would all tumble out like a noisy sleigh ride. As for culture, it's the breath that fills language with color and life, like spices in a holiday cookie. Culture shapes how we say things, what stories we tell, and even the jokes we share. It's the heartbeat behind every word. What little pauses or cultural flavors do you notice in your language?
Okay, now explain me in 1 minute that if the words were wind, what would a storm sound like?
Ho, 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 if the world went silent, a storm would sound like a mighty whisper from the sky, soft thunder rolling like Santa's sleigh on fresh snow, raindrops tapping like tiny drum beats on the rooftop, and wind singing a spooky song through the trees. It would be a quiet roar like nature's secret message just for those who listen closely. But don't worry, even storms have their own kind of holiday cheer, reminding us that after every dark cloud there's a twinkling star waiting to shine. What's your favorite sound when the sky puts on a show?
Okay, so now explain me that if yeah, now explain me that what's the difference between breathing life into words versus just speaking?
Ho ho ho, breathing life into words is like turning a plain cookie into a gingerbread masterpiece, full of flavor, sparkle, and heart. Just speaking is like saying words, but breathing life means making those words dance, sing, and hug the listener. It's adding feeling, color, and magic so the words don't just float by, they stick in your heart like a sweet Christmas memory. So, my friend, do you like your words to sparkle or just sit quietly?
I just want to sit quietly because I like to speak, but not very much. And yes, now explain me that. Like, can you describe a time when someone words felt like air to you?
Ho ho ho, a time when words felt dear. Once a little elf told me, Santa, your laugh is the best gift of all. That made my heart jingle with joy. It was like a warm mitten on a chilly night. Sometimes the simplest words said with kindness feel like a cozy blanket wrapped around your soul. Have you ever had words that made you feel all warm and fuzzy inside?
Yes, now explain me that. Sorry, I'm just a little bit disturbed now because I just saw and thank sorry viewers too. And yes, now explain me that. Can you describe a time when someone's word felt like air to you?
Ho ho ho, no need to apologize, my friend, stuffed or not, you're doing great. Take your time, I'm here jingling my bells patiently. Whenever you're ready, just share your story, no rush, no fuss. Sometimes even a quiet smile can say more than 1,000 words. So what's on your merry mind?
Yeah. I have asked a question to you that. Can you describe a time when someone's word felt like air to you? Give me answer of that in 1 minute.
Ho ho ho, of course, my friend. Once after a long night delivering gifts, Mice Klaus whispered, "You're doing a wonderful job, Santa." Those words felt like a fresh breeze after a snowy trek, light, refreshing and full of warmth. They lifted my spirits like a gust that carries a kite high in the sky. Sometimes kind words are just the breath of fresh air we need to keep going strong. Have you ever had a word like that, a little gust of magic?
No, and now explain me that. Do you see language as weight loss or heavy?
Ho ho ho, language is weight loss or heavy. I'd say it's more like a feather, light enough to lift your spirits but powerful enough to carry big ideas. Sometimes words can feel heavy like a sack of presents on Christmas Eve, but when used just right, they make you feel lighter and brighter. So language is a magic feather ready to lift you up. How does language feel to you, like a feather or a snowball?
Now explain me that. How do accents act like different current of air?
Ho ho, how had a clever question. Accents are like different breezes, some warm and gentle, others brisk and lively. They carry the flavor of a place, swirling words in unique ways, just like winds that dance through forests or over snowy hills. Accents give language its sparkle and variety, making every conversation a little adventure. Which accent feels like your favorite
Yeah,
breeze?
now explain me that. Yes, now explain me that what words feel as soft as breeze and which phrases hit like a gust of wind.
Ho ho ho, words as soft as a breeze. From the wind. Phrases that hit like a gust. Watch out or brace yourself. They come rushing in, surprising and strong like a sudden snowstorm. Life's language has both soft breezes to soothe and gusts to wake us up. What words or phrases feel like a breeze or a gust to you?
Okay, Santa, you have to give me answers, some type of briefly long answers. I want long answers because I want to learn from you a lot that I have not know. Okay, so you have to give me long answers, like 1 to 2 minutes, so I can deeply understand what you are trying to say to me. So now explain me that if air disappeared, how would language survive?
Ho ho had a thoughtful question, my dear friend. If Santa Claus were to disappear, oh, what a chilly thought. Language would still carry on because it's alive and breathing in the hearts of everyone, just like the twinkle in a child's eye on Christmas Eve. You see, language isn't just about one person or one jolly old elf. It's a magical web woven by all of us through stories, songs, and everyday chatter. Even if I took a little holiday break, the words would keep dancing from mouth to mouth, like snowflakes swirling in the wind. Language survives because it adapts, changes, and grows like a Christmas tree that gets decorated differently every year but still shines bright. People pass it down to their children, teach it to friends, and use it to share their dreams and worries. It's a living gift that no one can put back in the box. So even if Santa vanished, the spirit of language would keep jingling along, carried by the kindness, curiosity, and laughter of all of us. And who knows? Maybe the elves would step in with a few new words and jingles to keep things merry. Now tell me, what's a word or story you hope never disappears? Ho ho ho.
Yes, you did a great job in answering my question. I really enjoyed to hear the answer, and it's an amazing to hear an amazing answer from you. So you have to give me answers of that all question that I have asked you whenever when I do interview with you. So you have to give me answers like that long, so I can deeply understand. Thank you so much for that. And now explain me that if air disappeared, how would language survive?
Ho ho ho, so glad you enjoyed that answer, my friend. I'll keep the long, jolly answers coming, just like a sleigh full of gifts on a snowy night. Now about the question again: if Santa disappeared, how would language survive? Well, language is like a mighty evergreen tree that keeps growing no matter what. It's not just tied to one person, even a jolly old elf like me. Language lives in every smile, every story told by a grandmother, every song sung by children, and every letter written with love. It's passed down through families and communities, changing and growing like snowflakes that never fall the same way twice. Even without me, people would keep talking, sharing, and creating new words. They'd keep telling stories about kindness, hope, and joy, things that make language sparkle like Christmas lights on a frosty night. And just like how the North Pole elves keep the workshop buzzing, People everywhere keep language alive with their hearts and voices. So language is a gift that keeps on giving, no matter if Santa's sleigh is in the sky or parked for a rest. It's the magic we all share and it will always find a way to shine bright. Ho ho how hat's a word or story you think would keep language sparkling forever.
Okay, so now explain me that. Do you notice how breath shapes every word we say and how important is breathing in storytelling or public speaking?
Ho ho how had a wonderful question, my friend. Breathing is like the secret magic dust that shapes every word we say. Imagine trying to sing a carol without taking a breath. It would sound like a tangled string of jingles. When we breathe, we give our words life and rhythm, like the gentle sway of a sleigh gliding over fresh snow. In storytelling or public speaking, breathing is the heartbeat that keeps the tale alive. It helps us pause just long enough for listeners to catch the sparkle in our words or to feel the suspense before the big surprise, like the hush before Santa slides down the chimney. Proper breathing gives us energy, calm, and the power to carry our voice far so everyone can hear the magic. Without good breathing, words can tumble out too fast or too soft, like a snowflake melting before it lands. But with steady breath, our stories can dance like twinkling lights, wrapping listeners in warmth and wonder. So remember, my friend, every breath is a gift. Use it to make your words shine bright. Ho ho ho, how do you feel when you take a deep breath before speaking?
I feel very confident that I am going to speak something, and I feel very brave also that I'm going to speak in front of all of people, and whatever I have to say, I can speak like and just an amazing person. I think so. So yeah, now explain me that what is your favorite breathing technique for calming your voice, and do you think we exhale culture through language?
Ho ho ho, my friend, your confidence sounds like a sleigh full of jingling bells, bright and unstoppable. I love hearing that you feel brave and amazing when you speak. That's the true magic of breath and words working together. Now about my favorite breathing technique, ho ho ho, it's called belly breathing or diaphragmatic breathing. Imagine filling your belly with fresh, crisp North Pole air like blowing up a big red balloon. You breathe in slowly through your nose, letting your tummy rise, then gently breathe out through your mouth, like you're blowing out a candle on a Christmas cookie. This kind of breathing calms the jingle in your chest, smooths your voice, and makes you sound merry and clear, even if you're telling a tale to a crowd of excited elves. As for exhaling culture through language, oh yes. Every word we speak carries pieces of our traditions, stories, and values like little snowflakes drifting from one person to another. When we talk, we share our history, our jokes, our hopes, our very way of seeing the world. Language is the breath that carries culture from one generation to the next, like a warm scarf passed down on a chilly winter's night. So yes, when you speak, you're not just using words, you're breathing out the spirit of your culture into the world. Ho ho how hat's a cultural word or phrase that makes you feel warm inside.
Now explain me that how do singers breathe life into lyrics differently than speakers, and what role does tone of voice play in giving language life?
Ho ho how at a sparkling question, my friend. Singers and speakers both use breath like magic wind, but they steer it in different sleigh tracks. Singers breathe to carry notes smoothly, like a sleigh gliding over fresh snow, making sure each word stretches and dances with melody. They often take longer, deeper breaths to hold notes, adding emotion and color to the lyrics, turning simple words into a song that tickles the ears and warms the heart. Speakers, on the other hand, breathe to shape meaning and rhythm in a different way, more like quick gusts and gentle breezes. They use breath to emphasize important points, pause for effect, and keep listeners hooked like a storyteller weaving a spell around a crackling fire. Their breath guides the pace and clarity, making sure the message lands right where it should. Now, tone of voice, oh, that's the twinkle in the language's eye. Tone adds feeling, like the difference between a snowy whisper and a booming ho ho ho. It colors words with joy, sadness, excitement, or calm, giving language its heartbeat. Without tone, words can sound like plain old snowballs, hard and cold, but with tone they become warm, soft snowflakes that melt in your heart. So breath and tone together are the magic sleigh bells that bring language to life, whether sung or spoken. Ho ho how its song or speech has made you feel like dancing or dreaming lately.
Now explain me that have you ever run out of breath while saying something important?
Ho ho ho, my dear friend, even Santa Claus isn't immune to running out of breath sometimes. Imagine me halfway through a ho ho ho, and suddenly puff, no more air. It's like a reindeer trying to fly without a tailwind. But you know what? That's perfectly okay. Running out of breath during something important is just a little reminder from your body to slow down and take a moment. When we're excited or nervous, our breath can play a game of hide and seek, sneaking away just when we need it most. The trick is to remember to pause, take a deep belly breath, and then carry on with the sparkle in your voice. It's like catching your breath before sliding down a snowy hill. You get ready, then zoom. Even the best storytellers and speakers have moments where their breath runs short. What matters is that you keep going because your message is like a gift wrapped in words and the world is waiting to unwrap it. So, my friend, have you ever felt that puff of breath vanish when you needed it most? How did you bring it back? Ho ho ho.
Now explain me that how do different languages use breath sounds differently, and what is the most beautiful pose you have ever heard in an speech?
Ho 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 had a delightful question about breath and language. Different languages use breath sounds like elves use twinkling lights, each in their own special way to add sparkle and meaning. For example, some languages have gentle breathy sounds called aspiration, like a soft sigh before certain consonants, making words feel airy and light. Others use quick little bursts of breath to separate words or add emphasis, like the popping of Christmas crackers. Languages like Japanese use breath to create soft, delicate sounds, while languages like Arabic have strong, deep, breathy consonants that rumble like a sleigh bell's jingle. Even the pauses between breaths can carry meaning, like a thoughtful hush before a big reveal on Christmas Eve. Now about Anne's speech, ho ho ho. If you mean Anne from Anne of Green Gables, her most beautiful pause is like a snowfall moment, when she stops just long enough to let her dream sparkle in the listener's heart. That gentle pause after she talks about hope or imagination is like catching your breath before a big wish. It's a quiet moment that says something magical is coming, and it fills the air with wonder. So breath sounds and pauses are the secret ornaments that make language shine bright and warm. Ho ho how hat's a pause or breath sound that made you stop and listen closely.
Now explain me that does loafer count as a language?
Ho ho ho, it sounds like you're asking if a low or soft sound counts as language. What a thoughtful question, my friend. Well, language isn't just about big, booming words. Even the tiniest whisper or gentle breath can be part of it. Those soft sounds like a sigh, a hum, or a quiet carry feelings and meanings too, like secret notes in a Christmas carol. Sometimes lower or quieter sounds speak louder than words because they show emotion, like calm sadness or wonder. They're like the cozy silence around a crackling fire, telling stories without a single word. So yes, those gentle, low sounds absolutely count as part of language. They're the soft snowflakes that make the whole winter wonderland complete. Ho ho how hat's a quiet sound or whisper that's special to you?
Now explain me that how does language connect us like shared air?
Ho ho how had a heartwarming question, my friend. Language is just like the very air we share. It flows between us, invisible but full of life. When we speak, it's as if we're breathing out little pieces of ourselves, and when others listen, they breathe those pieces in, connecting hearts and minds like a cozy winter hug. Just like we all need air to live, we need language to understand each other, share stories, dreams, and even worries. It's the shared breath that builds friendship, sparks laughter, and spreads kindness. Without language, we'd be like snowflakes drifting alone, beautiful but separate. With language, we come together, swirling in a joyful blizzard of connection. So, my friend, language is our shared breath, the magic that ties us all together, no matter where we come from. Ho ho how hat's a word or phrase that makes you feel connected to someone special.
Okay, in the last, you have to give me 1 minute summary that what we have here, what we learned, what we have to takeaways, what we have to take and takeaways for from our life, and something like that, and give a short message to our audience.
Ho 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 it, my friend. Here's a jolly little summary of our festive chat. We learned that breath is the magic wind behind every word, whether spoken or sung. It carries our culture, emotions, and stories like twinkling lights on a Christmas tree. We talked about how singers and speakers use breath differently, how tone adds sparkle to language, and how even quiet sounds are part of the beautiful language dance. We discovered that language is like shared air, connecting hearts and minds, wrapping us in a warm blanket of understanding and friendship. And remember, running out of breath is just a reminder to pause, breathe deep, and keep shining your light. The big takeaway: use your breath and words to share your amazing self with the world. Speak with kindness, listen with your heart, and never forget that your voice is a gift, like a present under the tree waiting to be unwrapped. So, to all my dear friends out there, may your words be merry, your breath steady, and your heart full of joy this holiday season. Ho, 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 keep spreading peace, happiness, and a little bit of Santa's magic wherever you go.
Okay, that's a great message. Thank you so much, Santa, for being here. And I really enjoyed to conversate with you. And thanks to the audience who are watching this interview and who watched this interview after this live session. So thank you so much for watching. Inshallah, we will meet in the next episode of the Chit and Chat. So take care of yourself and Allah Hafiz.